Good morning. You know, many have begun to say that human beings are dumb. And they say this because they act dumb. Many are saying that human beings are stupid. And they say this because human beings are stupid. They say perhaps human beings are just ignorant. And they say that because human beings are ignorant. And then they look at it all, they look back at it, and they say, no, they are fools. Human beings are fools. And you look at it, it is what it is. But why do they say that? Why would they say that? Think about it, ladies and gentlemen. Let me see if I can give you a scenario. There is a young man, probably a little older now, who, when the war was going on, he was a young man, and the nation called on him to come and serve. He said, no, no way. People who go to a war and fight and kill people and die themselves are fools. And there was no way he was going to be that kind of a fool. So he had connections and he went and got someone in the medical profession, they say, to affirm that he had bone spurs. And that made him not eligible for the draft. And even that same individual walked through life with that same attitude. And for some strange reason, he became president of the United States. And he was talking to one of his people. And he said, and this is paraphrasing, I believe he was at a grave site, maybe a memorial cemetery, I'm not sure. But or maybe just in the car, talking to a general. But he said, what is this for? Paraphrasing. It's just stupid. Going out there with guns, killing folks, and being killed. And what do you get out of it? What do you get out of it? You have to fight for housing. You have to do all of this. It's crazy. Okay. Now this guy still is against war. But then, ladies and gentlemen, when he is in the position of power and he's got the kind of people in positions that are yes people that will forget what the Constitution said. It doesn't mean anything. They are just like he is. And if he says jump, they say how high. And if he says bend, they say how low. And so he goes and get into a war, violated the rules again by going through Congress because they have the authority to do that. Took it upon himself because he had people that would say how high or how low and told them what to do. And they had no question. People who don't have health care, adequate health care. Some of them don't have housing. Some of them are in the military to hide and pretend like they got housing for a period of time. It's just that bad. And now he says, your sons, your daughters, your husbands, your wives, your fathers and your mothers, get a gun and go out there and fight my war. And you have nothing superior to that to keep you from doing that. They tried to get the Constitution The Constitution says that's unlawful, don't abide, but you do it anyway. Why? Because the Constitution is not strong enough. Then they got a higher power called God. And God says, don't do it. But he also says, before you get there, do the right thing and you will never get there. But who wants that message? Who wants that message? The message that says, do the right thing and you'll never get there. Today, I understand, I heard on the news that your president is getting ready to put boots on the ground, send young men. His son, just ready, prime, young buck, could just go out there and whip around by himself. But if he's like anything like his dad. But no, I understand he's not out there. In fact, the children of the rich people, for the most part, are not out there. It's just everybody else that falls in the category that they say is dumb, stupid, ignorant, or fool. And you know why, ladies and gentlemen, I say that not to be mean, not to be cruel, but to state a fact that when we look at what following in this, let me just stay in America, just following white people, all other people that's not white, just watch, look at the country, white people running it. Sure, structures exist. That's by the workers. And the rich not working, you know that. So we, the same people that's going along with a system like this, are building a system because they got it set up in such a way that in order for you to survive or live, you got to work for them. Why for them when the resources were given to everybody? Because they were like bold enough to go and take it, bold enough to say, if you get in my way, I'll kill you. And you didn't want to die, so you got out of the way and they stole it. So now you're working on stolen stuff, which is partly yours, to get whatever they pay you in hopes that you can have somewhere to stay or maybe some transportation. And God has given you everything as if you're living in heaven, your wants, your needs, and your desires being met, and you still stay on this side, picking up a gun to go kill or be killed, or just watch it fuss and bitch and do nothing and keep on going down that rabbit hole. Well, and you know I can't stop it. And we know that God can stop you, but it seems as if God is allowing the people of the world to go through some real hell, and they still are asleep. How low do you have to go? And you say, how low? And you listen for somebody else to tell you, and they keep on sending you low, sending you low. And you, my friends, blaming one another, which is true, but you're blaming one another for your individual problem, not for the problem that you all experience. So, if with this information, and you're so intelligent, you're so smart, you're definitely not dumb, you're not fools. I know with this information, this is inspiration. It's just a small amount of inspiration here today. But with this, it should pick up and move mountains. Thank you.